What's up guys, Mr. Bazy here, and today I'm going to be bringing you a slight discussion video on some of the maps in Halo 5 Guardians. And now I want to first start off by saying that these particular maps I'm going to showcase are only 3 of them. I'm getting my information from Halo Waypoint because I feel it's the most accurate, because 343 has the discretion to upload what they think they need to, what they want to, and generally everything they upload is going to be truthful, just, you know, except for some date ranges might being changed or whatever, but that's not what we're going to be talking about today. We're going to be talking simply about the maps. So we're going to move on to the first map, Breakout. Now, Breakout, as you guys know, or if you guys seen some of the gameplay, is basically supposed to be sort of a simulation, and one of the game types that's been featured on this is elimination. Now, elimination is essentially so like search and destroy, like I said in my other video, and essentially all it is you don't have shields, you only have your health bar, and the way that the shields and health bar work in this is that there's actually no restorable health like with health packs or anything. It's just essentially you get your health bar, and then you have you get your shield bar, and then you have your health bar, just to kind of give you more specific indication of how much health you actually have left. At least what I've been able to take away from it. So that's essentially how it works, and you only get the health bar portion. You don't get the shield, so you die fairly quickly. That's kind of the elimination thing. It's supposed to be very quick, just one life only. You know, first to 5 rounds wins, I believe. And you actually start with an SMG. And you have a pistol secondary. Now, something I want to note really quick before I get started on why I like this map and things like that, here's just some glory shots, I'm going to skip through those real quick, is here, I'm going to full screen this, because I want to show you guys something. Right here, you see where my mouse is? That's actually a BR. Now, I don't know how many people know this. There's 2 towers. This is a semi-symmetrical map, as you guys can see a very bigger and wider view of this map. But it's a semi-symmetrical map. You can see here's a corresponding tower to this one. They both have BRs on this. Now, on the game type elimination, because of the fact that you have such little health, and because of the fact that the SMG by default is already really good, in this game type it just destroys people, just like the pistol does. Now, the thing about it is that the SMG does have a limited range. People were trying to long range with the pistol. If you were watching this video and you want a slight step up right off the bat in elimination, you guys can check this out right here. You guys spawn right here. You can see this. These are the lifts. They're completely over here on the opposite side. You guys, basically they lift off and they come down right here and they land right in this area. So it happens the same thing over here. This is, you know, symmetrical in terms of these 2 things here. And you know, you can just go over there. There's definitely a BR on this side, just like there is here. These are the same towers, same side. So when you spawn on here, it'll be your left side. Spawn here, it'll be your right side. Just I wanted to really quickly go over that. But what I want to go over now is this particular map and why I like it. I think that this map is really cool because of the fact that it's supposed to be like that simulation style thing. It's supposed to be, you know, like that whole war games thing that they went along with in Halo 4, which really did make a lot of sense. So I really like it. I like the design here. It just looks really futuristic, and you know, by default it looks like a really great map. Now, I think that in terms of fun game types, this is pretty much by default a paintball map. People can easily play paintball on this and have a blast. But I think this map would work really well with something like Slayer, Team Slayer. Also, Free-for-all might work really well on here too, now that I think about it, but Team Slayer would work fantastically here. Elimination is not the only thing that should be considered. This is actually a really great position. I'm sorry to come back to this picture, but this is a really great thing to say that Team Slayer would work really well here, but also King of the Hill would work fantastically here. You can see there might be a hill in here, there might be a hill bottom middle, there could be a hill on the left hand side here. You can't really see, here's a better picture. There could be a hill, you know, in this kind of divot, you know, kind of encircling all of this here. That would be really cool. Let me go back to this picture real quick, and then there could be hills right here and right here. Now, I think that is a you know, really reasonable thing. I think there could be hills here as well, but in terms of keeping it, you know, kind of in a short range and all that, you know, I don't think hills should be back here simply because you know, it's kind of open, it's boring, and I could easily see someone kind of sitting back here with the hill and just having all these teammates set up, and it's just really not. That particular hill will be really boring to watch, because essentially whoever's closer to this side will have that hill for the most part, as long as they're a good team. So I'm going to move down just to show you guys some more of the rest of the map. I don't think Oddball would work very well on here, simply because of that throw feature. I think that if the throw feature was taken out, you know, or not taken out, but, you know, I think the throw feature, it's one of those things, like I said in my other video, that I think it should be a toggleable option. I don't think that the throw feature should be something that's static. I think you should be able to turn it on and off, because the throw feature is good for certain fun game types, it's good for certain play styles, it's good for certain people that like to play that way, but in terms of customizability and in terms of competitiveness, the non-throw feature was a lot better for Oddball, simply because you had to actually gain control of a map rather than, when you lose control, you basically just throw it to your other teammates spawning across the map, or you throw it off the map and play the ball. Back in like Halo 3, for example, on Guardian, people would have to stand on the edge if they lost their positioning and their team lost their power position. They would have to stand on the edge of the map and wait till they died to bleed as much points as possible out of the ball, just to die and have it fall off the map. In a scenario with the ball where it could be thrown, usually when you lose control of Snipe Tower on Guardian, you would spawn on either gold or blue, and you could easily just throw the ball there waiting for your teammates to spawn. So really not a good implementation in terms of competitiveness, and I think that's why Oddball wasn't very successful and not very liked in the competitive community for Halo 4. But I think that a toggleable option would definitely fix that and give everybody the kind of Oddball they like to play. So I'm going to move on now onto the next map. And this is another map we saw. These are all the beta maps, the demo maps that we saw at Halo Fest. I believe this one's called Elite, and this map is again, it's very it's very it's not symmetrical. It's semi-symmetrical, but it looks very good to play on. I think that King of the Hill again would work really well on this. Team Slayer would probably work really well on this. Free for All would work fantastically on this, just because there's so many different places you could go, so many different angles you have. But I definitely think Team Slayer would work really well. Team Slayer works pretty much on every map, but I could easily see CTF being played on this map. CTF would work well on this map. I don't know how well King of the Hill would work here. It might work, but I think that this map would be really good for CTF. I'm going to show you some more different angles. These are just kind of glory shots of the in-game. And I'll say really quick, guys, that I play both PC and console, and I think that these particular maps, the characters, the design of the map, everything looks fantastic for a console game. I'm not trying to knock consoles in any way, but usually you see some discrepancies on the corners of things. Maybe things aren't as detailed as they normally are, but this game and even Advanced Warfare look very, very good for console games. So you got to give them props on that. These are just some glory shots of different people. Look, that's a pretty cool helmet. Let's just stop on that for a moment. That's a pretty awesome helmet. I'm not sure whether you can design your own or whatnot. You get a clear shot of the BR here. You can see the new BR's design. Kind of getting a bit off topic, but you can see, like, look at the ground. Look at the detail on the ground. That's the kind of detail you would see on something like PC if you turn the graphics up, and that's something that I was really impressed about, and I noticed that when I was watching the gameplay at Halo Fest. So you can see these different areas of the map. This is, I think, one of the areas you spawn. To the right-hand side, there is an SMG that you can take and hop out the window. If you go towards that open door with the staircase there, you can see you actually go out and you I believe there's a sniper there sometimes. I think it switches back and forth depending where it is, but there's a power weapon out on the left-hand side, like on the ledge. If you guys ever played Countdown in Halo Reach, it's a similar design to that. Here you can see a lower portion of the basement. This actually leads up to the other sniper area, if I'm not mistaken. That's completely, on the complete opposite side of the map, where if the sniper does rotate, this is where it would spawn. Here's a really good picture of that angle of the map. If diagonally to the right, I know this is hard to say, but diagonally to the right was that one picture where I was talking about where you spawn and jump out the window with the SMG. This entire map looks just really great. It's really compact, and it's got that arena feel, and I'll get back to that later. But all these maps that I'm going to showcase here have that arena feel. All the ones that I saw at the with the Halo Fest gameplay was very arena style and symmetrical, or semi-symmetrical, symmetrical, just very good. And again, you can see some of that detail, some of that, like on the right hand side here. I'll just point that out real quick. This area here, I'll take my mouse off of it, is just very detailed. Looks really great. I really, really like the way this game looks. The lighting, again, is fantastic. 343's done a really good job with the lighting. Oh, and actually, here's a great example of the shield. Here's your shield right there, and here is your health bar. And again, I don't think this can be recharged with a health pack, but rather it's just supposed to give you an indication, a more specific indication of how much health you actually have. So we're going to move on. I'm not really sure what part of the map this is here. This is just that right here. I'll go back just to kind of give you some, oh, right here, that window right there, that was the part I was talking about with the SMG where you jump out. If you were to go this way, you'd get back here towards an open, more open area and get to that sniper or the open deck area. You can see this is like a blue pillar kind of thing. I'll go back. Here's the opposite side on the red pillar. So the blue pillar was right over here. You can see, just to kind of give you some awareness of this map. Really, really, really great. I think this map's going to play really well. But we're going to move on to the next one, which is essentially midship. And this map looks really awesome. I like the design they went with this. I really enjoyed top middle and bottom middle. They made some slight innovations, so it's kind of like midship revamped. It's not 100% midship, and I'll get to that in a moment. You guys can see. So this is an upper view. You can see pink is on the left. I believe that's pink. Yeah, it's pink. It's kind of hard to see from this angle, but they made some slight innovations. They made some things bigger. They made some certain jump spots. They added some certain jump spots, as you can see here on the actual platforms. There's windows here on the right-hand and left-hand side that you can actually jump up to. So you're not limited just to this open area to shoot from, which is nice because, you know, it's, I mean, midship is a fantastic map and all, and the design itself needed to stay the same, but this small little innovation will add some variety to the map, add some different angles, and I think that's a good idea. Again, you know, you can't keep the map 100% the same. It's just gonna not really be the same experience. So you can see this is a snapshot from bottom middle. I believe this is from bottom, yeah, it's bottom pink to one of the towers on the right hand side. So you can see a snapshot bottom middle, some glory shots, and this is top middle. So I really like this map. Again, the detail is really here. Midship, I can't really say more about Midship other than it's a great map. I mean, you know, Midship historically has just been one of those maps that is just completely, you know, sound for competitive. I think that these, excuse me, these additional little windows, these slight, I think there's one here. Maybe I can find it. Yeah, see, okay, so you can see the little curved edges along the side here. I don't believe this area here, this little curvedness side, was really there in the previous midship versions, but you can definitely see here that that is a good addition to this because it, you know, it gives some more cover, a little bit more variety. It's not the same thing over and over again, but you can also see that because of this, it does add some different angles. It adds a different play style you need to play it. But the fact that they kept midship the same, the fact that they're bringing back midship and you know, remastering it, making better graphics, just kind of adding a little bit more to the map to maybe hopefully make it a slightly different playing experience than before, but kind of keep the same nostalgic feel is a good idea. Because this map, again, it's going to work great for CTF just like it did before. It's going to work great for Slayer just like it did before. You know, on some more fun style game types, it's going to work great for King of the Hill. Not really Oddball. It's mainly just for Team Slayer and CTF. But again, as we've seen in the past, it's going to be great for free-for-all. One of the best free-for-all maps probably in any Halo. Definitely in the top 5 free-for-all maps ever. And this is definitely, you know, it's going to work great for free-for-all. So don't worry about that, guys. Free-for-all is good to go on this. But, you know, CTF and Team Slayer, as always, have been pretty great contenders on this map. Now, I really want to get to this really quick as an ending point in the video. You can see that it says experience the arena. I'm just going to read this real quick. It says that that through December 29, 2014 through January 18, 2015, Halo 5 Guardians beta will focus on the arena gameplay portion of Halo 5 Guardians full multiplayer experience. It says it features intense 4v4 showdowns, arena combat, and Halo 5 Guardians, and it will focus on perfectly balanced and competitive gameplay. Now, it does say that the multiplayer beta includes 7 maps and 3 game types. Something that's interesting because if you take into consideration what they're saying here and the amount of maps, 7 maps. Now, we've only seen 3. They only showcased 3 on their website, but is said to, are all 7 maps arena style, perfectly balanced and competitive maps? If so, that's a pretty good start off for the competitive community. Not to mention some of these maps, like I said, Breakout, already looks great for some fun custom games such as paintball. So I don't want to get too much into the fun stuff, the social playlist, but I think all these competitive maps, of course, can play great on social style game types, or just Team Slayer, regular Team Slayer, social game types. I don't think that there's a reason to discount those for social game types, but the fact that they say 7 of these, now this could be just a little bit of wording, I'm going too much in depth with the wording, but it says that Halo 5 Guardians multiplayer beta is going to focus on the arena gameplay portion of Halo 5 Guardians. 4v4, perfectly balanced and competitive maps. And it says the beta includes 7 maps and 3 game types, as well as a variety of different armor sets to customize your Spartan, this, that, and the other thing. It says, of course, you'll have the opportunity to give feedback, whatever. But the thing is they're saying that it includes 7 maps, and that the beta, okay, the beta includes 7 maps. They're saying the beta is going to focus on arena combat. Perfectly balanced and competitive 4v4. I don't know, guys. Might just be that I'm looking too much into the wording, or it means that these 3 maps that we've seen so far, 2 of which are brand new, I believe. Yeah, 2 of which are brand new. These maps look great, by the way. They look great. The design of them looks really good. There's a good opportunity for competitiveness with them. The balanced, factor on them is very good. And I just think that this is a good start point. I mean, we see 3 out of the 7 maps that are going to be in there. Are those 4 other going to be exactly like these? Are they going to be perfectly balanced? Are they going to be competitive? Are they going to be interesting? Are they going to be great to look at? Really good eye candy? If so, guys, 7 maps is a great starting point for competitive, especially considering you've got Forge. Okay, don't forget that we've got Forge. Now, I know Forge has been the default for when we don't have good maps, but always and forever will we create good maps in Forge. That's just how it is. As Forge gets better, we're going to keep creating great maps. So the fact that these are already going to be good, competitive arena style, like we know and want in competitive, I'm pretty confident. I'm pretty confident, and it's great to see this because it's something that I was really looking forward to. It's kind of like reinforcing my belief that this game is going to be fantastic. Now, of course, that's only 7 maps. That doesn't mean that there's going to be other maps or other DLC maps in the future that are going to be like that. 7 maps. How many maps are actually in the game? If it's 14, how many of those have competitive capabilities? How many of those can we forge on and make good stuff or make additions to that make it more competitive? Like Abandoned on Halo 4 was, was good competitive, but then we added the boxes, we added the little thing above the blue door in the rock forest. Those little additions made that a really good and competitive map. I really enjoyed Abandoned. I know some people didn't like it, but I really enjoyed Abandoned, despite the fact that part of it was very one-sided with the beach and all that. So, either way, guys, I hope you enjoyed this informative video. Please, I want you to rate the video what you think it deserved. Drop a comment down below. Let me think, or let me hear what you guys think about all of this. I want to know what you think about these maps. Basically what I've said, if you agree with the game types that I kind of predict with these maps, and if you're going to take advantage of that little elimination tip right at the beginning, it's going to be pretty good. I know I'm going to do it, but I just want to hear what you guys have to say. I think that this is some pretty cool information. It's not new information, but it's just me kind of taking a different kind of look at it and maybe focusing too much on the wording. But who knows? Maybe that's what they really mean. Maybe they want you to think too much into it. Based on the maps that I've seen so far, it just looks like it's going in that direction, and I'm super excited about Halo 5 Guardians. I know there's a lot of people out there. I've seen some videos that are kind of negative about Halo 5 Guardians, but I just don't see why. It looks like it's going to be good. Of course, the hype might be false. However, I like to look at things. I like to gather all my information and look at it in one big lump sum. And this looks like it's going to be pretty freaking awesome. So, like I said, rate the video what you think it deserved. And if you'd like to become a Sage in Training, make sure you subscribe today. This has been Mr. Bazy, your favorite Sage, and as always, I'll see you in the next video. She's like in a cage. Does she see me? You're so sexy. Just want to the way you move just makes me want to bring you right to bed. Does this open me up into this fucking... I ain't going near that. Oh, alright, let's see, guys, because we just saved. Hello. Wow, you're pretty. You're very nice and lovely. Okay, you have... Oh, your eyes. Oh, that pussy. That pussy is just great. It's so rounded. Looks kind of like a penis.